What's up, you guys? RikudouFox back with another Xenoverse 2 video, and today we're doing a little bit of an update video to the last DLC 8 scan we got. So this is about the DLC 8 scan, but this is a English translation version of this, and we do have some important news that you guys want to know about the Tournament of Power map, and maybe about the character Broly, because we do have some juicy news about that. And also, depends how you look at it, it may be some disappointing news for you guys. But before we get into the video, I just want to give a shout out to the homie Super Saiyan Cabby. I saw this from him, and he got this information from a Reddit source, from the Xenoverse 2 Reddit, so I will also be leaving a link to that, as well to the homie Super Saiyan Cabby. I'll have both links down in the description below. And let's get right into the scans. Now, first off, this isn't the normal typical English translations of the V-Jump scans, because you know how we have the V-Jump scan and with English text over it. But for some reason we didn't get like a official release of the scans. We got like a photograph of someone taking a picture of it, which usually doesn't happen. But the homie Vanplosion on Reddit, he translated a few of the things, most of the important ones, and he even said that there's not that much new info, just more of the takeaways that we don't know yet. So into the scans, the first thing that it says on this scan, it says the 2 Zenos will comment on your battle when you play on the Tournament of Power map. So one, I think that's super dope. It's more true to the anime, which I actually really like. They already gave us the Destroyed Tournament of Power map, which I prefer over the normal flat map. That's just my opinion. And not only that, but it's like the only unique map, I would say, because the 2 Zenos are the characters of the map. They're not really playable characters, so they're part of the map. And I think it's cool how the map, aka the Xeno characters, get to interact with you. So I think that's pretty dope. That's like the first map that you can interact with, not really with the map, but with the characters. And it makes me want to know what they're gonna say. Probably the typical stuff like Nani, but I wonder if we could see them jump off the seats. That'd be hilarious. And right here it also says you can also see them in the distance as you fight, so that's dope. We get to see them in the map instead of just them saying stuff. Like, you know how the parallel quest, when people say things, you don't really see them, you just see the dialogue pop up in the bottom left corner. But in this map you can actually see them sitting down in the throne, so I think that's dope. And we also, maybe, I'm not too sure, probably not, but I wonder if we get to see the Grand Priest standing on his little pod station. I think that'll also be dope. It doesn't say that he'll have any interactions, just the 2 Zenos themselves. And I also wonder if the guards will be next to the Zenos, which I don't really care for, but it'll just be a nice little touch to have. And continuing, it says don't worry, you'll still be able to fly, which I know some of you guys may like and some of you guys may not like. So there are some people that you don't want to fly in a map, which I understand, because obviously in Dragon Ball Super, the anime, you can't fly. Even though they did fly, they were flying in the anime, it was a rule, but it was just forgotten, and they'll be able to fly later on. So even though it is a rule that the Grand Priest laid down on them, they were still able to fly, which I think was weird. But it says that we'll still be able to fly, which I already kind of knew that was going to happen, because I don't think they'll go that far, putting that much into the map, where they'll take off flying ability just for that map. Know what I'm saying? But I know a lot of you guys actually wanted flying off and basically just run around and jumping into your fights, which I understand with, because that would be dope. So that's why I said a while back, it'd be cool if they gave us an option to turn off flying. Not in all maps, just for this map obviously, but I think that would be so cool if they gave you an option to turn off the flying mode. But I think that would have been a nice cool touch. And I think, I'm not too sure, but one way they could make that work to have flying off. So let's say you do a combo and it leads you into the air. You know how like most combos do that? You do, just say your normal auto combo, you'll start flying and keep continuing your combo. But after, when the combo ends, or Xenoverse 2 netcode, if the combo drops, then afterwards you both fly downwards. Know what I'm saying? So the person that just gets done finishing his combo, right after that he starts floating to the ground, because the flying mode option would be off. So I think that would make the best sense if they ever did something like that. Basically, just after each combo, if you end up in air, you just start floating down after the combo. I think that makes the best sense for that to work, and I know a few of you guys have been saying that as well. But at the same time, it would be kind of weird, but it would just be how it works. So yes, you will be able to fly in that map. I'm sorry for the people who really wanted to run and walk and jump in that map and not fly, but we're stuck with flying in this map. So now continuing on with the scan, going on with Broly, we got some Broly information, and it's kind of OP, I guess overpowered in a way, but it says Broly has the key. If Broly has the key, he can launch his specials even if he's getting hit. So just reading off, just reading that sentence, oh my god, it got me confused for a little bit. But he can launch his specials attacks, any of his specials. That's what I'm getting off of this. But while he's getting hit, he can launch any of his specials. So that's kind of broken. That's kind of overpowered. Basically, to me, when I read that sentence, basically it means if you have the key and you're getting hit, it's basically like using another limit burst. Don't you guys think? I think so. It's basically using another limit burst if you have key. That's what I take this as. If you're getting hit, you can basically just random pull a super if you're playing as Broly. Now, I'm not sure if this is specific to Broly, which I think it is because we've never seen it before until Broly's coming. And it does make sense because Broly is overpowered in both movies, the old Dragon Ball Z movie and this new Dragon Ball Super movie, because he is taking on like 2 Super Saiyan gods, and that's unbelievable. So it does make sense to his character in a way, but in Xenoverse logic, that's broken. Like I said before, I just think it's basically like more limit burst. So if you have the key and you're getting hit and you know you're about to get stamina broken, you can just launch a special. Or after you get stamina broken, and if you have the key, you can still launch a special. That's what I'm taking this English translation as. Now, I'm not sure if this is 100% true. This is just a rough English translation, so take that to mind. I take it as more limit burst. That's what I take it as when I read it. Or maybe it's a super soul. So maybe to activate that, I say you have to be near death, basically, because that's kind of overpowered. So if this is a super soul and we're able to get this with our custom created characters, then you can use this with any attack, it seems like, and that would just break Xenoverse. That would break Xenoverse even more, I should say. So that's why I'm hoping this is exclusive to Broly. And if it is a super soul, that we don't actually get the super soul. I know some of you guys would want that and like it, which I guess I don't blame you because it does sound nice, but so cheap, I would say, because you can get out of any attack pretty much. This attack actually reminds me of Cell's perfect swipe, or whatever it's called. You know, when you get slapped in the face when you're doing a combo. It reminds me of that, but except you have to be blocking and then you can use it. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's similar to Cell's attack. So maybe instead of getting hit, about to get stamina broken, and then using your super, maybe you have to be blocking instead. That'll make more sense. Still kind of good, but I think that'll make a lot more sense. Or maybe actually what this means, maybe instead of when you're getting comboed and then using your super attack, or maybe instead of it being a super soul, maybe it's some kind of like super armor. So basically, like, I would say you have to use a super attack first and then you get hit by another super attack. Let's say like Goku's Kamehameha. So let's say if you do your attack first and then Goku does his attack and you get hit first, you won't flinch and you'll still be able to do your attack. You know what I'm saying? So basically like Cooler's move when he can go through ultimate attacks. I don't know what's the move called off the top of my head, but you know that move when he can go through attacks without getting hit? Basically like that, but Broly will still be able to damage you with his normal attack. So maybe that's also what that is. Maybe it's something like a super armor. I don't know. So it's one of those three, a super soul or like a super armor type thing. You have to use your attack first, and if you get hit, you won't flinch. Or maybe it's just the OP one. When you're getting comboed, you can just random pull a super attack. So I'm not too sure. You guys can read it, but that is pretty cool and crazy for Broly, and I'm kind of hyped for him too. And at the bottom it says Santa outfits for Videl and 18-2. I missed that before, but we'll be getting those Santa outfits for them as well. So now that we got these out the way, we got the Tournament of Power map. We'll still be able to fly, which I kind of knew, but it'd be cool if we wouldn't be able to fly if there's an option to turn it off. And we also be getting 2 Zenos in the battlefield. They'll be commenting to our battles when we play. I think that's pretty dope. And also Broly, his OP special effect or whatever it is. So this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys are looking forward for the new awesome DLC packs coming out later this winter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.